Warmest greetings. First, I want to give thanks and praise to the Most High. Give thanks for life. Give thanks for our ancestors, our parents, and the reality is that if it weren't for our parents, we wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be speaking, we wouldn't be listening, we wouldn't be connecting. If it weren't for our grandparents, our parents wouldn't be here. And that's why we give thanks for life. So in the house, we have our beautiful brother Minty, who is one of my closest friends. I know that he's got a event coming up soon, so we will be talking about the event. And also let people know that Minty is one of the, is one of those individual folks around personal development, and it's there to help people to feel their true potential. He works tirelessly in the community, and in fact, I remember he had a radio show called Newman House. It was a revolutionary radio show.
Radio station, Dougie, remember?
Radio station, sure. Beg your pardon. Correct me there. Radio station. Sorry, beg your pardon. He had a radio station, I should show you. Man, that's a station, not a radio show. And Revolution station. In terms of helping people to know themselves, knowledge, and have a knowledge with purpose and direction, etc. We will touch a little bit about radio, because Minty's been involved in that area there. But first, let's welcome Minty. Thank you, bro.
Very well, thank you. Good thank you.
Give thanks, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, Minty, there's some things I want to touch with you. I want to touch about the event. I want to touch about the radio, and etc. But let's jump and talk about radio, because I know for the last few weeks we've been putting off quite a few events, looking at the whole thing about radio, and see how we can, as a community and as radio presenters, different radio stations, come together and see we can serve the community more and more. So, because we showed us, it's called the decline of black radio.
Yes.
After talking with you, shouldn't we decline black radio? Should we the rise of black
That's
radio?
right.
Black radio, here it comes to, because it is a rise, because we are liberating people. But get your perspective and your thing about radio, and actually at the event we hosted a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Well, I think that black radio is the most important medium we have. We've got four big mediums. We have television, we have the papers, we have cinema, and we've got radio. Cinema, they kind of try and lock us out of that. The papers, we have The Voice, we have The New Nation.
That's right, yeah.
We don't really have much, it's all online now. And then, the television, we don't have much representation on television. We've got a few stations bubbling up. But the one we've got, the cottage industry, and we control very well, is radio.
It's radio, yeah.
And I think that from the early days of radio, when it was really mainly music shows, the radio stations have metamorphosized, and that was your word, which was a great word, Dougie. They've metamorphosized. There's a metamorphosis in the kind of condition of radio, black radio, into more of a talk format, more talk radio shows. And I think that's the most important thing that's happened to our radio stations. Like I said, in the early days it was just music, it was just about getting our music on the airwaves. That was fantastic. But I think that because we've got so many issues going on in the community, it's imperative the stations start bringing more talk shows, I think, like your show. Stations like Amiga, stations like Conscious, the Galaxy, of course, Supreme as well, I put those five there, and our station, Nubia House. But I think that the black radio is such an important part of the community, and the response you get from your show, we get from our show, it's just amazing. So it just shows you how important that is, basically.
Yeah. And it's quite interesting just to, as we talk about community radio station, that quite a few individuals, like Trevor Nelson?
Trevor Nelson, yeah.
Trevor Nelson,
yeah.
They rise from community radios, and there's so many of them, DJ Elaine, is it DJ Elaine?
Yeah, she rose,
She rose at the community radio station, you know what I mean? And fuck, I want people to know that Tony Blackbird, where they come from.
That's right, Pirate Radio Carolina it was in the late 60s. And that's most of them guys ended up on Radio 1.
Radio,
so,
it just shows you. So what we're saying that, you need to give value to these community radio stations.
Definitely.
I mean, these managers, they put their life is on the line. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But how do you find the event went?
A couple of weeks back, yeah.
Weeks ago.
I thought it was a fantastic event, and for me, it was an honour to be on stage with such sort of exemplary figures in the community. Like Alex Pascoe,
Alex Pascoe,
Don, there was Dougie there, there was Mr. P, there was Maverick, there was Sister Ayata,
and then a brother from Galaxy.
The other brother from Galaxy, which Galaxy, the whole concept of Galaxy is fantastic, I think, anyway. And I just think that, I think that we don't celebrate the radio enough. I think that there's so much the radio stations can do. But I think also, because stations have played a lot of music, that's why we don't recognise how important the radio stations can be. And I think that this is what this great show you put together did. It emphasised the importance of the radio station. And you know, Alex Pascoe back in the day was the only voice.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody's listening to this brother, and he's a pioneer, and he inspired the talk radio show format amongst the community stations. Yeah. So I think it was great having him there.
It was amazing, because I mean, even last night I was trying to contact a few people that on BBC Radio they talk about community radio stations and Gus John, right, he was on there, and he said to Dalton that, you know, you can't talk about radio without having Pascoe on there. He said, you know what the money is? And Dalton said this and that, you know, he tried to contact him, and Pascoe, you know, for a reason, wasn't able to come. And for the time we phoned earlier on, I said that, you know, you gotta have Pascoe, because in fact Pascoe influenced me in terms of my opening my mind of consciousness. Because I didn't know nothing at all, and he opened my mind up, and obviously from there my journey started with Head Start Bookshop and going to meetings, and you know. But Pascoe, flipping out, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, I mean, yeah. And you know what I like about him, you know, he's got so much energy, so much. Even now, he's got so much fire in him. You know what I mean? And you know, so Pascoe, big up your status, man. You know, I'm have to say it to you. I have to big you up. You know what I mean? And things. So like I said, that was a start. At least we started, you know, doing things. And you know, it's quite interesting because I remember. On your radio show there, someone phoned in and said that nothing can't be done. If you remember, someone did.
Was that a couple of weeks back though?
Yeah.
That was I remember the call.
Said
that you were there?
Yeah, I was there.
But of course I know the brother.
You know what I mentioned. Said that nothing can't be done, and I just listened quite clearly, because I mean, the fact that we're doing something.
But if you notice, Dougie, but I asked him, and I know you after I finished him, you were trying to ask him as well. You broke it down. I asked him. He said we can't achieve the black community. Can't achieve the black community. Can't achieve. That was the essence of his message. And I said to him, okay, Mr. X, you're a musician. You come from England to Jamaica, and you try to do music. Well, what was that hard? But if someone said to you, don't do it. He said, yeah, of course it's hard. If someone said to you, don't do it, what would you say? I said, nah, mommy, I've got to try and just keep going. And then, well, it's the same for the black community. It's the same message you've got to give to the black community. What if one of your children wants to become a lawyer or a doctor or any skill? You try and develop a skill. What would you say to them? Go for it, he said. I said, well, that's what we're trying to say for the community. So for the individual, it's the same for the community. If you say to the individual, go for it, you've got to say to the community, go for it. So that's what we were trying to say, but you killed him when you said it's in the mind, basically, because that was the crux that got him, and hopefully I think he understood from that. That really and truly, success and failure are in the mind. It's not out there, it's in here. There's an African saying, you can't be defeated. If there's no enemy within, there's no enemy without, basically. And that's the reality. So if you think you're going to succeed at something, you will succeed. It doesn't matter what the world shows you, it will happen. You know, if you think about, I was mentioning to Tony before about the determination of our ancestors in the Caribbean to create their own autonomous societies. Against all the odds, Dougie. But these African brothers and sisters, Nani and Kudja from Jamaica, Bussa from Barbados, these different people from Kofi, Kwamina from Guyana, we could go on and on and on. They were determined to create it against all the odds. They didn't have the weaponry, they didn't have the arms, they didn't have any of these things, but they were just determined. So the power of the mind is so important. So what you said to him, I think it might have touched him, basically.
Because everything's in the mind.
It's all in the mind.
You think you can, think you can't, you can't.
It's as simple as that.
You've told your subconscious You know, so that's what it comes down
Absolutely,
to.
absolutely.
You know?
You know. But that's just the power of radio we're talking about, that we try to use that, like your show, like our show, my show. We try to use it to input positivity into our people, a knowledge of history, knowledge of African self, motivation, upliftment. That's what I think the power of radio is, man. And actually, my inspiration was definitely your show, Dougie. Even before we linked up, before we took a group, I was listening to your show. And when I said, Dougie, I said, oh yeah, I know this brother. And when I met, he said, meet me at such and such. And when I met, I knew it was you straight away. It was just like, bang, magnet to steel, man.
Yeah, because I've seen it before, man.
No, but Dougie was...
You used to do music.
Yeah, we met at Selby, man. I remember reasoning with you, Dougie, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. And then when we spoke to you on the phone, you go, yeah, we used to... I know you. I said, oh, music. I said, oh, well, you know me for, I'm a musician, man. Yeah. So, yeah, man. And it was just... So when after me told me we was on your show regularly, because I wanted to set up a radio station before that. But being on your show, I wanted to make a station just music, but being on your show made me realise the importance of talk show radio. Because the response we got was fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was amazing, man. So I just realised the importance of just touching on radio again. How important the positive message, like health, the stuff you do is fantastic, Dougie. That's why you get great responses with your shows. Relationships. Upliftment, anything to do with motivation, because then the Les Brown was a great crowd. Anything to do with that, though, business, anything to do with that is fantastic, man. So radio is something that I think it's not the people, it's us who are involved in radio, have to make it more than what, raise the kind of sort of standards of it.
It's true.
And
I do agree.
And also just make people more aware of the benefits of having these community radio stations.
Definitely.
Because there's so many benefits to it.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, with that now, the response you get when people coming out to the seminars and to the events, it's amazing. And creating that kind of buzz, is very important. And that's why I do, like you said, that there should be more talk shows, right? More events, positive events.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Where people come out now and, because I mean, trust me, I'm convinced that if they have more talk shows on different radio stations, right? And having positive events and people look at that, things be happening overnight. But
it just shows you the importance.
Especially in terms of economics and business. And
all of that, Dougie. But what I'm saying is, it just shows you the importance of shows like yours, because you get a fantastic response. That means people are listening. You understand? People are hearing the message that we're trying to give out, which is uplifting to the black community, and they're responding to it. And that just shows you the power of radio. Where else can you do that? I mean, a dance, but really, where else besides radio can you get a really good crowd like that? It's hard flying in, going to events, and radio by itself can really create that kind of buzz, which is what it's done. And when we did our events, the same way with the radio, we got a decent crowd there, you were there. So this is the importance of radio, man. I can't emphasise it enough, man. So we've definitely got to raise the standards of radio. I'm not talking about the decline, but the metamorphosis, the rise of black radio.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay then. But let me jump in and talk about the event. What was the purpose of creating this? I have no idea in the first place.
Which one? The one that you were on, or the one with?
Well, this one here. I'm going to talk about the one here.
Yeah, this is really to do with. What I find with radio, Dougie, I just find that you've got to kind of tune into what the people actually want, and I think that when we talk about African consciousness and black upliftment, people really respond well to that on our show anyway. So. That's where the idea come, but it also came about when just speaking to people whose parents are from the Caribbean or who are from the Caribbean, and they've got this idea that they're not African. So what we wanted to do is just really talk about all the things from the motherland which we feel, it's called the Sankofa series, all things from Africa, the world view that our African ancestors have, which we've forgotten, which can really help us in the present day. So it's like Sankofa. We're looking back into the past, taking the best from the past to bless our future. That's what this is about. So we're going to be having a griot from the Igbo tribe. She.
What's her name?
Shineri.
Okay.
Yeah. She's going to be talking about the African cultural aspect. And we're going to have Brother Amalak from Galaxy, who talks about the Yoruba perspective of riches and just that world view. And then we're going to have Mohammed, and we're going to have another sister called Shakina Shinedu, who's just a very spiritual African sister and knows a lot about the ancient systems. But again, it's not about living in the 13th century. It's about us using this system today to create something for the future, basically. And if you look at Garvey, that's exactly what he did, Dougie. He was doing a Sankofa. It was a Sankofa what Garvey was doing. If you look at the Rastafari movements, that's exactly what it was doing. It was actually copying what the Maroons were doing, because the Maroons were just really copying what they were doing in Africa. That's why it was so effective what the Maroons did. That's why it was so effective what Leonard Pial did at Pinnacle. Creating that 1,500 people there, and it was self-sufficient, and it was self-reliant, and it was self-determined, it was autonomous, and it was a fantastic system. You know what I'm saying? So we just want our people to, we need to create a new paradigm for our people where we can bless ourselves, man, and how we can develop something that benefits us, by us. Because
yeah, what you're saying, you're so spot on, and you mentioned the whole thing about Garvey, and again, Garvey was a man of a clear vision. You know,
vision, that's the key.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting, right? I didn't know Garvey died so young. He died when 53, 53.
Yeah, he was born 1887, so he was about 53 when he passed away. Yeah. So 52, because he died in June, and his birthday was in August, so it was just before his 53rd birthday. Yeah.
And he was living there in Stamford Hill somewhere, innit?
Well, I'm not sure if it was Stamford Hill, but I know he was definitely living in Kensington. But it's obviously he lived in Kensington. I know definitely because we've got where his address is. Yeah. But he was staying around London.
Yeah, he was staying in Stamford Hill.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
It's amazing, you know.
It's funny that Tottenham, between Stamford Hills, between Hackney, a black community, and Tottenham, a great black community. So it's amazing.
Yeah, so Garvey's spirit is
alive and
kicking. We have to do something around Garvey, because I mean, Garvey was a great man. Yeah, great man. So what I want to touch on now is we've got a couple of minutes left. Something I want to touch with you now.
No, go on, man. We can get it out quickly, man.
And see, the very last event you had, just a little bit about that one.
About the Radio Road show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was inspired by enjoying the whole concept of being on shows like yours, Dougie, great talk shows, and the one I do with Brother Mohammed on Conscious every Friday morning. And it was just that energy that we create in that environment, just bringing that energy to a live audience, but also having great talkers, not just Mohammed and I, and with the little rapport we have, not just having that, but having great talkers like yourself, Stephen Sally, Sister Oracle from Galaxy, and just really making it like a radio show in a live event. So when people put their hands up, it's not like a question and answer where you have to wait to. Whenever you want to ask a question, we just let you ask the question. You know what I'm saying, and just keep that little buzzy energy going. And I think we did that very well on the day, man. And so it was just, and it was also about getting fundamental questions, so we can get a response from the people about these things which are so imperative to the black community. Like, what is God? We keep on talking about God, but what is God? We've been here for 600 years about God. We're praying, and we're not getting anything. So I want to get something. So I'm saying that we have to ask what this thing called God is, and is it serving us as black people? Is this praying and getting on our knees and all that serving us? Because I'm seeing Marcus Garvey, he said that, listen, the God you think is there is actually folded his arms, and he's just leaving you to get on with it. You could say that, conceptualize it, say there is no God. He's saying that, but he's actually saying the world's been manifested. Now get on and create it. Because the way I see this, now get on and get what you need to get out of the world. Because the way I see this world is created by us, you know. And the reason I say that is because the reason that we are oppressed is because we're allowing ourselves to be oppressed. Yeah. And it's only when we change it that we can it's only when we change our consciousness that we can change our actions and change the way he responds to us. I'm going to say quickly, Montgomery bus strike is a perfect example of that. When we change the way we thought, we change their behaviour. We don't have to change their behaviour for them to love us. We must love ourselves first. The changes we need start with us, don't we? Yeah.
All right, there. On that note, there we're gonna put a pin in, because the way part 2, because we have more of the great man into the coming with supreme wisdom. So again, give thanks to the conscious host. Peace.
Blessed love.
Blessed love.